trying this out here. Got a couple things going here. We're trying to stream live on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. Trying to get my everything in order here. Good evening, Melanie. Wanted to see how many late users I had tonight. I'm trying to do something a little different now. Haven't actually streamed on YouTube before, so I was trying to stream on YouTube at the same time. Good evening, Sinclair. How are you? Trying to get everything set up here. It's interesting. I thought I would try this late at night because I didn't think it would work, and it's not seeming to work, but we're working with it. Tonight we're going to be talking about prospecting. What's up, FLNY? Good to see you. Joel, thank you for tuning in at this late hour. I'm outstanding. I was trying to stream live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but it looks like I'm going to be challenged here with my technology. I have to test this out a little more. Can everybody see me all right? Am I good? Let's see here. All right, just trying to build the audience up a little more. I just wonder how many people don't have anything to do tonight and are sitting around doing nothing. So I thought I would reach out to a few of you all while I test my new system and see if I can't stream at the same time. It's kind of cool because I have like this setup here with this phone, and then my other setup, my other phone. You know, it's got these my cool big old selfie stick and everything. It's kind of cool. As I do this a little more, I'm trying to get it a little better. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Black Dragon, National President of the Black Sabbath Nation. I want to invite you all to check out my YouTube channel, which is Black Dragon National President. Good evening, Alex Sugar Bear Hughes. What's up? Thanks for coming in. What's up, Charles Hayes? It is my pleasure to share this knowledge. As an old man, it's nice to have somebody actually want to hear you. So that's kind of cool too. Want you all to get my book, Prospects Bible. You know, I need a mirror. So what I've learned is that when you're on Go Live, it makes everything backwards, and I don't know why. So this is Prospects Bible. Hello, Ann and Jolie Ann. It's nice to see you. And yes, I'm thinking about when I start supplementing, I'll be ordering those products for you, those Advocare products when I start supplementing. I'm at 51 pounds so far in the last like 4 months. Chosen Rider, Sinclair, good to see you. So, Prospects Bible at prospectsbible.com, and we're going to talk about a little bit about prospecting tonight. I'm going to do several excerpts out of this book, Prospects Bible, and kind of doing a bridged version of what's going on. And that way, some of you guys can see this and send it to some of your prospects, and help your prospects out a little bit, get them started in the right direction in which they should go. So we're going to talk about how to prospect for a motorcycle club 101. This is the first session, and a lot of the material I'm going to be talking about is going to be coming out of my book, Prospects Bible, which if you're interested, you can get it at prospectsbible.com or Amazon, or you can get it from Kindle, or you can go into any of the bookstores and order it, and they will get it to you. I also want to tell you guys about my PRO training that's going to come up probably next week. I'm going to be taking pre-entries. It's going to be certified PRO training. So if you take this PRO training, you will get a certificate from my education division of my publishing company. So you might want to tell any of your PROs that. This is going to be a week-long course, 1 day a week, where we go through all of the things that a PRO can do. And that's based on my book, The PRO's Bible. So we're going to talk a little bit about prospecting and how to prospect for a motorcycle club. And I always want to start off with prospecting is one of the most satisfying things you can do for a motorcycle club. It's most of the time when you come into a motorcycle club, you're brand new, you don't have any preconceived conceptions, you're a newbie, you're a baby, you're a newborn, and the people you prospect with or you're on the line with, those people will become buddies that last with you forever and ever. So you should look at the prospecting as just a period of time to have like the most wonderful time you've ever had in your life. And a lot of people don't like prospecting because a lot of motorcycle clubs don't prospect their people right. So a lot of that is because motorcycle clubs don't know what prospecting is for. They have some sort of idea that it's about intimidation and making people do things, especially if you're dealing with club sponsors that either didn't prospect themselves or worse, never did anything in their lives. Like if you've got this guy who is a regular worker bee and now he's a road captain and now a prospect sponsor. He's got all this newfound power. He can use it on people and mistreat people. And so much of that goes on that these horror stories get out and people don't want to prospect. They don't want to do what it takes to get in the club, and they're doing anything they can do not to prospect. And then you have other clubs that'll say, well, you don't have to prospect. But I find that if you don't make people pay to get in the club, pay with their time, with their hearts, with their energies, with their dedication, with their sincerity, and with their hard work. If you don't make people pay to get in your club, they don't stay in your club. That's not always the case. I talked to a guy who was not made to prospect, and he felt so guilty that he did everything he could to earn his place in the club after he had prospected. And he talked about that a lot. But our ultimate conversation was that he was going to get out of the club. And I think people who prospect and put that skin in the game, they want to work harder to be in the club than people who don't, who will get out of the club. So when we talk about prospecting, we have to talk to the club as well as to the prospecting, to the prospect. So typically, I want to talk about a few differences in clubs first, because as a prospect or someone who is thinking about prospecting, you want to figure out what kind of club you're going to be going to. So there are several kinds of motorcycle clubs or clubs that ride motorcycles. And there are kinds that do prospect and kinds that don't. So we'll first talk about the level that you want to put into a motorcycle riding organization, which will lead you in the direction of which kind of club you should go to. So many people are looking for motorcycle clubs. You've been riding with folks, hanging out. You've seen some TV, some Son of Anarchy, and some other stuff. And someone somewhere has approached you, or some kind of way you bumped into the motorcycle club world, and you're interested and excited about maybe becoming a biker in a motorcycle club. Or you may have been riding with friends, and all of a sudden people want to form up and put something together. The traditional motorcycle club, and that's what I talk about, how to join a traditional motorcycle club. The traditional motorcycle club is more than a hobby. The traditional motorcycle club is a family that bonds together, hangs out together, lives together, laughs together, cries together, and buries loved ones together. A traditional motorcycle club will actually become your family to such an extent that a lot of people don't have any friends really outside of the traditional motorcycle club. The traditional motorcycle club is really made for people who want an extended family. So if you're not looking for an extended family wrapped around the love and the passion and the compassion, well, love and passion for riding motorcycles, then you need to consider a different alternative, like maybe a riding club. So riding clubs are clubs that you can go ride in, but you don't necessarily have an emotional or even a time commitment. So you could go to something like, I always use the Gold Wing Riders of America, one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're a riding club. You pay your money, and they give you your little patch that goes right here, and you're a Gold Wing Rider of America, just like that. There are other clubs that exist on the bike set that operate in that fashion. So they're riding clubs, or they might call themselves motorsports clubs. And the idea is that you don't have to give so much of the inside of you. So that's the kind of club you can join. And they're typically, when you think of motorcycle clubs, there's a hierarchy of motorcycle clubs. So there are riding clubs, there's women's motorcycle clubs, there's social clubs, there's all kinds of these clubs out there. And all of these clubs that are associated with motorcycling, the motorcycle club is of the highest order. It's of the highest rank. Motorcycle clubs are well organized. You have to, and we're talking traditional motorcycle clubs, they're well organized. You have to prospect to get in, and they give you the experience of a family. Now, riding clubs are different, and there are other types of motorcycle clubs that fall on a lower level. The top level of all motorcycle clubs would be the Outlaw 1% Motorcycle Club. Then you have the traditional family motorcycle clubs. Then you have maybe the riding club or the women's motorcycle club somewhere in there together, and it goes down from there. So when you want to think about prospecting, first of all, you want to think about the kind of motorcycle club you have that you want to be in, and that needs to be predicated by how much time you have to spend in the motorcycle club, how much time do you want to put in it, do you want a family, and those types of things. Now, what is the purpose of prospecting? A lot of people say they don't want to prospect. But there is a reason that you prospect. And so some of these reasons, there are reasons that you prospect, and some of these reasons have to do with, one, to get to know what it is that you are joining. It is amazing to me how many people don't know what the hell they're joining. Let me give you an example. I got to get something here. Hold on just a second. For example, some people will join a motorcycle club and never even know what the heck their patch means. Can you imagine being in a club and not knowing what your patch means? Like, why is this guy's suit blue? Well, what's this hairstyle all about? Is this a woman or a man? Why is the motorcycle yellow? Why does the motorcycle look like a chopper? What does the cross stand for? Why is it in the form of a shell? What does this circle stand for? Why are the letters like they are? Why is the patch set up in this way? Why is the patch made out of what it's made out of? What is the significance of this symbol that we wear? Now, we all know what the American flag stands for, what the stars stand for, what the stripes stand for. Do you know that in the ball on top of the flagpole, of every flagpole that has an American flag flying, there's some things in that ball? There's a symbol. These things, they stand for something. So people will fly this flag. They fall in love with it. I have met people of my own motorcycle club that have worn this thing for 25, 30 years, and they couldn't even tell you what everything on this patch stands for. Why these colors? Where did they come from? What are the colors of the club? This is one of the basic things. And you learn this when you prospect. Well, you should. The other thing you want to do is get a good look at the bylaws. And, you know, my High Council President, Big Meech, told me the other day, he's a deacon in the church. He says, you know, people don't just join a church. They come in and they sit down and they hang out a while. And they look at what's going on. And then they make their decision. And that's another reason to prospect. So you can come into the motorcycle club, hang around, and see what's going on, and make your decision as to whether or not you want to be in a motorcycle club. A lot of folks tell me that they don't have the time to be in a motorcycle club. If you don't have the time to be in a motorcycle club, you're doing the right thing to keep on moving. A lot of people tell me that they don't want to put out everything that they have to become a member. And some people even tell me that they can't conform to rules. They don't want to pay any dues. They don't want to be. Then those people are great to keep on moving. Keep it moving, and we won't hold that against you. For people who do want to conform to rules, because there's rules to this game, then prospecting is good for you. Now we'll talk a little bit about kind of how prospecting goes for motorcycles. First of all, there's all this kind of weird stuff that people say you got to do when you prospect. There's some things that you should know. No one should be asking you to do anything illegal. If someone wants you to do something stupid or illegal, they're not your friend, they're not your brother, and that's not a place that you need to be. Especially for women who want to become in mixed motorcycle clubs and that sort of thing. A motorcycle club should not be predicated on, a motorcycle club membership should not be predicated upon you sexually giving up yourself. That's sexual harassment. That's not being a brother to a sister or a sister to a sister. You don't, if somebody wants something retarded like that from you, that's not a place you need to be. You shouldn't have to pay to participate in this thing anything other than your dues or that sort of thing. If you think that you're going to come buy your way in, this is not the motorcycle club for you. You pay us with your service. You pay us with your work. If you think you're too good to clean up the place or mop something or do something that a young person, oh, he's only 19. Oh, well, he's been in the club 6 years. Or he's only 23, he's been in the club 6 years. And you haven't been in the club at all. So if you can't obey the people or hang out with us and follow and conform to the rules, prospecting is not for you. There are some motorcycle clubs that, well, in a motorcycle club, you should always be prospecting to get in, but there are some motorcycle clubs that consider themselves traditional motorcycle clubs, and there are reasons that you might see that you might not have to prospect. For instance, the what they call open enrollment. Sometimes motorcycle club comes into town and says, "To heck with it! I got to get my membership up. You just come in and you sign up and we'll make you a member. And they'll get 30, 40 people like that. And 3 years later, they'll only have 12 people in their club. I don't do open enrollments. And if you're someone that wants to prospect, I would tell you not to do open enrollments either. If you see a motorcycle club that wants to do all that, keep it pushing. They're not operating in a traditional kind of status, not the way we do it traditionally. But there is a time you might see that you could get into a club without prospecting. That's new clubs that are newly forming, like the original 5. Well, who is there to prospect the original 5? So maybe in a situation like that, you come in and you don't prospect. And then patch overs. When we take a whole motorcycle club and we patch the whole motorcycle club over, we normally take those people straight in. That might be a time where you would see a legitimate way to get into a club without prospecting. So as I say, there are several kinds of clubs: riding clubs, motorsports clubs, car bike clubs, mixed MCs, and social clubs. There's another thing you might see out there, an MC/SC, which is a motorcycle club / social club, and they're putting it all together. So these things are on a lower kind of form than what you call the traditional motorcycle club that has MC by its name. Now, I want to tell you this before joining a motorcycle club, or before trying to prospect for one, and that is, these things are not perfect. These people are regular people. They're not perfect. They're going to promise you things that they're not going to do. They're not going to come through with things. Some things are going to get messed up. Stuff might not go in order. You might have to prospect a little longer than you thought. These are normal things, because this is a motorcycle club made of people. So if your ego can't take, they promised me I'd have my colors in 3 months and I don't have my... If your ego can't take that, leave it alone. Because these are people, and they're going to hurt your feelings, and you're going to be lied to, and sometimes things might not occur like they promise. And if you're going to go running away every time that happens, hey, look, motorcycle club is not for you. Now, how does prospecting normally go? What should you do? And I tell people this all the time. It's okay to go check out more than one club. You don't have to fall in line on the first club you fall into. I did, and it's worked for 26 years for me, 27 years. But you don't have to. I think most people hit a motorcycle club, they see it, and they join. But you should go hang around several clubs. And one of the things I bring up is the first step of prospecting is the hang around period. So the hang around period is when you come to a club and you just, you want to check it out and see, do you want to be a member? A lot of times you may be invited to a club or something like that. Or maybe you might just happen upon a club and start getting a drink there, start going there and buying a drink, and then you want to hang out and sooner or later become a member. So at first you'll hang out. And the hangout period is for you to just kind of sit back and survey. And it's okay to go hang out 2 or 3 or 4, 5 different places before you make up your mind that you want to be a prospect. So the first period is the hangout period, the hangaround period, where you will start to get to know people and you'll start to make relationships with people. You might get invited to go on a motorcycle run or go hang out with the club. The club is now, it's looking at you to see if you're a fit. And people are making up their minds as to whether or not you're going to be a fit. Do we want to offer you a prospectship? Are you worthy of our time? So you're going to want to do that so that you can get a good visual and a good feel for the kinds of people that you are dealing with. And this is like one of the most important things, and people don't do this. Why do you want to join a traditional motorcycle club that will prospect you? That will take you from a hang-around period to a prospect period to a prospect ship. Why do you want to join a motorcycle club like that? Because you're going to know that motorcycle club has a program by which they bring you into the MC and get you where you need to be so that you can become a successful member quickly. And and the traditional MC will get you to a point in your education and training that you know what's going on and you know what you want to do and you know how you want to head and you know how the directions go and you know about the bylaws and you have some bylaws in your hands and all these kinds of things. These other motorcycle clubs that don't do that will leave you short. So we've talked about some kinds of clubs that are out there, what's important, why you want to prospect, um, and why you want to prospect with a traditional motorcycle club. And the sort of beginning stage of prospecting, which is that stage of hanging out and hanging around a motorcycle club. And when you hang around a motorcycle club, the motorcycle club, and you're designated a hang around, the motorcycle club is getting to know you and you're getting to know them. So feel free to be yourself, hang out with them, and ask tons and tons of questions about everything you can imagine. And we'll go over more of that when I do video 2. So video 1 was to kind of get you in this and I was kind of using it to test my YouTube thing, which didn't work. But it's to get you in and kind of get you acclimated and talk to you a little bit about prospecting. And when we do video 2, we're going to talk about going from hang around to prospect. And then we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty of how you become a successful prospect. How you learn club history, how you learn the members' names, and how you learn a little bit about each member, how you understand the members' lifestyles, how you learn how to ride in the pack, how you learn how to service the club, how you learn how to be of service to your brothers and sisters, how you learn how to be a person who understand that you work for the club for the time that you're prospecting, and you are available for the club any time of day or night. We'll talk about things like you having to sleep in the parking lot and guard the bikes while all the brothers are up in the room in the hotel and the air conditioning. All these kinds of neat things of prospecting that you look back on and you know, prospecting is not that bad. It's actually an integral part. If you prospect for your MC, you will be darn glad that you did. You'll be happy that you prospected for it because you know that you will have earned your way and no one can take that from you. Do I have any questions? Carolyn Horn, it's nice to see you. Chelsea Palmer, it's such a pleasure having you, young man. I loved your father with all my heart, and I was so sorry to see him go. I'm looking here to see if anybody's saying anything. Ask me any questions. Okay, so it's late at night, and I just wanted to do this. I was testing my new stuff out, which didn't work, so we'll have to figure that out. And I wanted to do that late at night, but I also wanted to give you guys some inspirational vitamins as we talk. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. As we talk about the beginning of prospecting and the prospectship. Prospecting is the most incredible thing you can do because you're earning your way into the motorcycle club and you're becoming an established brother. Is there a prescribed link to prospect? No, there is not. And depending on the kind of club, like an outlaw motorcycle club, it might take you a year or two, just until they feel comfortable with you. A lot of 99% clubs have the term I hear most often is about 90 days. And but depending on you, because you can be a bad prospect like I was, in my club, which the normal prospect time was like 90 days, it took me almost 5 years to prospect. I don't think a lot of people could hang out that long, but I did. But I was in trouble a lot and got kicked out of the prospect ship many times. Somebody said, so Lady Kim, Lady K, there is no prescribed time, but there's something that you should always know as a prospect. Never ask anyone, when am I going over? When am I going to get my pat? Never ask that. Just continue to work until they tell you it's time to get your. And that's when we talk about prospecting strategies, how to be the best prospect you can be. And one of the things is you just never, ever ask when your prospectship will be over. I'm in a social club and don't feel like I belong. You don't feel like you belong to the social club, or you don't feel like you belong on this channel. Because I'm talking to everybody that's in the motorcycle club world, that are a part of these clubs, that support the motorcycle club world, such as social clubs, or that are traditional motorcycle clubs. I'm talking to you all. Okay, so I just had 2 questions tonight. Anybody else? Type now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions. Let me see. It was a pleasure seeing you all. Thank you for coming and getting on with me late at night. And I'm so tired. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Something just happened. Somebody asked me something. Thank you, Sugar Bear. You don't feel like you belong to the SC. Did you prospect to get in? So you say I'm with an SC, and so I guess that means you're a member. Tell you what, get to me offline, and we'll talk about your specific issue. All right, love you all. Have a great evening. I'm Black Dragon. Black Dragon National President is my YouTube page. Please go there and like my YouTube page. And also prospectsbible.com, the Motorcycle Club Bible, Motorcycle Club PRO's Bible.com, mcprosbible.com, and also Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs. You can't see me being a bad prospect. Oh my God, I was terrible. I was terrible. I was not a good prospect. And my club was in a lot of turmoil. They had a lot of politics going on. I write about this in the Prospects Bible. I came into a club that had a lot of politics going on, and I was kind of like the pivotal point. So these people were arguing and fighting with these people, and neither side wanted to make me a member because I would be a voting entity on the other side. And it was just really, really, really tough for me. Also, I didn't belong. I didn't come from the neighborhood. They didn't like my voice, the way I spoke. I didn't speak like everybody else. I didn't have the same accent like everybody else. So I wasn't trusted. People thought that I might be a snitch or a narc or something like that. So I had big issues getting into my motorcycle club. But once I saw that Black Sabbath cross, and I saw this patch, I fell in love with this patch. And it's really funny. I was one of those people that had one of these and didn't really understand everything that made it. I often tell people everything that I ate, everything that I'm against, I once was. And I was one of those people who had a patch like this and didn't even understand why the motorcycle was yellow for a long time. So we do those things. I love you all. Treat each other with love, compassion, and respect. Think more of we than you think of me. And have yourself a great evening this night. Get some sleep. And get skinny. You see my shoulders and stuff. You see I'm getting skinnier? Do you guys see that? Like my whole profile is getting skinny. I'm so proud. 51 pounds I've lost. I've lost 51 pounds since April. So check me out on Fat Boy Getting Skinny, and we'll show you how to lose weight. And my girl Demetrius Thomas was watching. You guys need to check her out. She is the bomb when it comes to eating food and getting thin and losing weight and being healthy. And we need to do that in the bike club because too many of us are too big and we're eating all this bad food and we're just blowing up like with all this chemicals and stuff in our food and drinking all these soda pops and beer and stuff. And come on, we need to keep it real. Love you all. Thank you for watching and have a very productive evening. Get skinny.